Good morning. Welcome to Sailing with Sophie. A fine day for sailing. Rain mist. There's the boom. Don't want to get knocked in the head by this thing. A fine day for sailing is Captain Heather's business, and she does charters out in San Francisco Bay on this beautiful boat, which is an aluminum hulled race boat.
The boat does tip over, and that's normal. It do that when we're going up into the wind, and then it flattens out.
She takes good care of us out there. Today we have gale force winds, so that should be interesting. Here we are with Captain Heather Richard of Sausalito, and we're going to be doing a little episode highlighting her and her business. A fine day for sailing out of the San Francisco Bay. She does private charters and tours of the bay.
On your right over here, there might be some seals and sea lions hanging out on these pilings.
Let's get a little history about Captain Heather and where you got your start in sailing. I know it's a life story. Just give us an overview.
It's a long story. So I started in a community boating program in Boston, which was great because it was free for all kids who lived in the city. It wasn't a yacht club environment. It was really a community-based program. I went on to race pretty competitively in college at Boston University, and then I was offered a job here at the St. Francis Yacht Club in San Francisco. So I moved out intending to take a summer job, which turned into a career, and I've been here ever since. We're just very slowly, with a double reef in the main and no jib, we're making 5.5 knots forward over ground because of a 2.5 knot ebb,
Right.
and we're making 2 knots through the water. As long as I've got 2 knots of boat speed through the water, I've got steerage.
Yeah.
And the reason I keep the engine running is so that if I start to lose steerage, I can rev it up and get more flow across my rudder,
Right.
and steer
Have
more
power. I
easily.
mean, have control.
Yeah, more control. This boat has been on the water in the bay for 4 years now, and I've had my own business really fully running for the last 2 years.
Oh, the dolphin. Did you see it?
Yeah. Oh, nice. Thanks.
What about this boat? This is a race boat, correct?
She was a race boat, launched in 1973, so quite old, but because she's a metal boat, she's built out of aluminum. Aluminum, if it's well taken care of, lasts forever. So she's actually in really good condition. I've redone all of the rigging and all of the sails and all the things that make her go, and changed her from a racing configuration to a charter boat, specifically so that I can single-hand the boat by myself.
She just handles beautifully. Really, really nice, stable boat. Very, very comfortable.
And fast, too.
Fast. Yeah.
Sails pretty fast.
Never been out this far.
This is rough. Right now, I would judge the happiness of my crew. At this point, if my passengers were starting to come back to the cockpit now, I would turn around and head back. But since he's up there talking and taking pictures and hanging out, we'll stick it out. I think he's having a great time.
Tell me a little bit about your family, Sit. You live aboard your boat, correct?
Yep, we are a family of 5. We all live on this boat. We have a 13-year-old, 11-year-old, and a 2-year-old. It can get a little tight at times, but for the most part it works great. The key is to accumulate experiences and not stuff.
Ah, that's a great line.
It's pointing more to our left, to the port quarter of the boat.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Okay, that's when you're like really in danger of an accidental jibe, and you have to steer really, really carefully to keep the boat from jibing. So I just took the main sheet in my hand just in case. We do have a big wind shift and jibe suddenly. I'm going to try not to, obviously, but I don't want to correct it, you would steer to the right. I don't want to steer to the right because I got that tower right there. So this is why I'm sailing by what's called by the lee. It's quite dangerous. You don't really want to do it because you just really are right on the verge of a jibe. But nobody's up here in that zone. I had everybody kind of sit down or get back behind me.
The most danger in a jibe, apart from knocking someone out, is breaking your mast.
Right. Yeah. Or taking out a leeward shroud is more likely.
Yeah, breaking.
Captain Heather has agreed to take me under her wing a little bit, so we'll be doing some mentoring for me.
She's a good student.
Ah, yay. I'm really honored to have found such an accomplished sailor who's female and well respected in these parts, I might add.
Noticed on the USA 76, every time we drive, they would always bring the boom into the middle
Yes,
and then release it out. They would never let it swing all the way across the boat.
Always, yeah. And I wouldn't jive from this position either. But that's why before when you and I were trying to haul it in, I brought it most of the way and I didn't center line it. But
No, you didn't. I couldn't really pull it from that side because it was full of air, right?
yeah, it's just, that was just got to be just a little teeny bit stronger to pull it. But
From the other side of the bridge.
safe now, right? Safe. Oh no, wait, but we have all this traffic now. My style of sailing is I'm extremely cautious and safe most of the time, with having lots of people on board that know absolutely nothing, and I try to anticipate their fears. So the way that I run the boat is not to push it real hard and just to take our time. If something goes wrong, deal with it slowly and carefully, and especially with male skippers, giving orders it comes naturally, and it comes out sometimes in a more harsh voice than what I might use. You got to get the job done. You got to do it, at that moment. But there's no need to bark orders and be extremely authoritarian about the way that you run a boat. And I think that might help Sophie just be open to learning more and absorbing more of what's really going on.
First time outside of the Golden Gate today. Looked at it a lot, never went out. The swells increase significantly the minute you get out there. I totally trust my Captain Heather here, so I wasn't scared, but it's a different beast. The minute you go out of the gate, the wind is stronger, the waves are massive. You have the wakes of the big cargo ships and the ferry boats. Pretty serious business. Beautiful, beautiful day on the bay. A fine day for sailing. Tell me a little bit about your business, A Fine Day for Sailing. You said it's 4 years old. Maybe just give me an overview of what you give to the guests when you take them out, and maybe also how they can find you, how you promote your business.
So I don't buy a lot of advertising. I actually don't buy any advertising. I use Yelp. People are finding me now through Airbnb, which is new this season, and it's really fun to be part of their beta testing for hosting experiences. We start off here at the dock and do a real quick safety talk and head out onto the bay, check the conditions. I sort of take the temperature of the crew and figure out, like, is this a really gung-ho, want to go fast, hardcore upwind sailing out the Golden Gate into the ocean? Are they gonna handle big waves and be, okay out there, getting a little wet maybe? Or do they just want to chill and sit back and sip a glass of wine and not spill anything? Based on what kind of crew we have that day, I set the itinerary on the spur of the moment. The ships used to come in the gate and then anchor right over in here because it's a really nice shallow anchorage and sheltered, and there's a lot of fresh water. There's springs all up and down. The name Sausalito means little willow. So everywhere that they would see the willow trees, they knew there was fresh water. So the ships could come in here and take on water. Usually it's a 2 to 4 hour sail, depending on their budget and their how much time they want to be out.
Got her lovely spread. She's got these cool Yetis for coffee. Got lovely baskets that she weaves for our water. Here's our coffee in the thermos. So cute. We have sandwiches.
We have sandwiches, we have great food. It's important to feed people. It also helps if they have a full stomach or they're nibbling not to get seasick. I have lots of sparkling water and ginger beers and ginger ales and things like that that I offer throughout the trip. And then we have the shelter of the cockpit back there.
It's really very comfortable. I haven't noticed any alcohol aboard any of the cruises I've been on. Do you allow people to bring their own
I do
wine?
allow people to bring their own wine, yep. And actually I just partnered with a wine country media to do some wine tastings on board. But I don't serve the alcohol. I let people sort of take care of themselves, and ever so rarely do I have to ask someone to
Chill out.
chill out on that. But usually people are pretty good about self-regulating.
Ah, calm water.
Often it's a special occasion, so people want to pop a bottle of champagne and toast to a birthday or anniversary or newlywed or a proposal. I do lots of wedding proposals.
Wedding proposals under the bridge, huh?
Yep, it's a fun one. Fun to be part of people's special moments in their lives like that. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
Imagine living growing up on a big tug like that. Yeah, right?
Along with the sail on the bay, she also gives you a tour of Sausalito. She gives you some history and a bunch of cultural information about what's happened here, the shipbuilding, the various communities of houseboaters, what happened with them. It's really quite an informative day for folks that don't know about the area. Great day of sailing today.
It's supposed to be gale force winds, and I'm glad it wasn't. I'd say the maximum wind we got today was probably 25 knots. So it's quite nice.
What will I learn with Captain Heather? Hopefully everything. We'll see, but check out A Fine Day for Sailing. Come charter this beautiful boat, meet Captain Heather on the bay. She's available. Thanks for watching another episode of Sailing with Sophie.